And now, BillyCBoxing.com presents Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down with Billy C. Here he is, Billy C.
Thank you, Jeremy C. We're coming at you from the Billy C. studio in Lake George, New York. I'm Bill Calogero, and it's time for Billy C. Boxing's Professional Boxing Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down for today, July 11th, in the year 2012. I got a few today. First and foremost, thumbs up to. Now, don't start throwing things at me. But like him or not, Bob Arum. Yes, Bob is getting a thumbs up today. Like him or not, Bob Arum and Top Rank are good for the sport of boxing. You know, thumbs up goes for his very busy schedule for 2012, including a back-to-back night of boxing. They're going to be two and two in a row in Las Vegas at the Texas Station Casino on August 3rd and 4th. Sprinkling his major network shows like the ones he has on HBO and Showtime and pay-per-view, and, of course, the huge pay-per-view events. The truth is, if Top Rank wasn't around, how many fights would we really be able to see? How many good ones, anyway? Even Golden Boy is falling behind when you take them out of the mix. We're left with nothing but club shows. Now, don't get me wrong. I appreciate all the club shows that the next level promoter does, like Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing and Lou DiBella, DiBella's Entertainment, Goose and Tudor, Gary Shaw, and etc. But the truth of the matter is you got to give credit what credit's due, and we got to give Bob Arum some credit. He is keeping the sport afloat, and we thought that maybe Golden Boy was going to do that, but I'll get to some Golden Boy stuff in a second. And speaking of the club shows, you got to give a thumbs up to the guys like Joe DeGuardia, especially for his Star Boxing and their busy schedule for 2012. They're going to return to the Paramount Theater in Huntington, Long Island, with Long Island's own Chris Algieri. This is just in a long succession of fights. This is the fourth one that they're having at the Paramount. They've been selling out every time they're at the Paramount. They do very well in all the club circuit, whether they're doing shows in New York State or whether they're in Connecticut or New Jersey. Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing is very busy. So, although I gave Top Rank a thumbs up just a second ago, the next level promoter that I got to give a thumbs up to is Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. So thumbs up to those guys for staying busy. Thumbs up to Mike Tyson. That's right. His recent guest appearance on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen was fantastic. I'm not a reality TV guy, and Tyson was on there with some people from the Jersey Housewives, which incidentally, this chick was gorgeous, Melissa or whatever her name was. But I got to watch Mike Tyson, and I started to watch it only because it was Mike Tyson. Let me tell you something. If you haven't seen it, try and find it. It's well worth the search and well worth sitting through. Mike Tyson just looks like a guy that's made a complete circle, in my opinion. It's not the same Mike Tyson that we knew and loved in the 80s and 90s when he was destroying other heavyweight fighters, but it looks like a more calm Mike Tyson who's really enjoying life. I enjoyed every second of it, and I highly recommend that you try and find it. Thumbs up goes to Mike Tyson, and whatever's going on in his life right now is working, so thumbs up to Mike Tyson. Okay. Thumbs down. I got two major thumbs down. One goes to Golden Boy Promotions for making the fight between Saul Alvarez and Josito Lopez. Now, don't get me wrong. I give Josito Lopez a thumbs up for taking the fight with Saul Alvarez. But the next breath, I got to give a thumbs down to Golden Boy. Come on, man. Lopez weighed the most of his career when he fought Victor Ortiz at 144 pounds. They were talking about opponents. We all know the tragedy that happened to Paul Williams. That was the original opponent for Saul Alvarez. We all liked that fight, Paul Williams and Saul Alvarez. Unfortunately, that didn't happen because of the motorcycle accident. Then we heard names like Austin Trout, which, Trout didn't have a great performance in his last outing, but it would have been a decent fight between him and Saul Alvarez. Then that was scratched. Then we hear K9 Bundrich. K9 Bundrich, one-dimensional fighter. Nobody really wanted to see it, but, we would have taken it. We all wanted to see Erslandy Lara. I couldn't understand why they didn't make that fight. Lara is signed under Golden Boy Promotions, which I did not know, actually, until yesterday, late yesterday. So, yeah, Golden Boy Promotions does have rights to Lara. Why didn't they make that fight? That's the fight we all want. The reason why is because they know that Saul Alvarez is not ready for that fight. You know, if they're pulling a page out of Top Rank, they want to marinate that fight. Come on, man. You never know what can happen in this sport. Take it while you can. The last rumor was that Ricardo Mayorga was going to fight him. Come on. After all of those names, even though we all wanted to see Lara, I think we would have accepted every one of those fighters more than Josito Lopez. Don't get me wrong. Josito Lopez is a great fighter. I love this kid. I've been telling you about him for 2 years. But the thing is he's 144 pounds in his last fight at welterweight. He typically was listen, the guy was a lightweight. He moved up and fought at junior welterweight and then jumped up to welterweight to fight Victor Ortiz. Didn't even make the weight limit. How do we expect this kid to weigh 154 pounds to fight Saul Alvarez? Very, very bad matchmaking. It's not fair. I know Josito Lopez is going to try his all. I know he's going to make the most money he's ever made in his life. It's good for him and his bank account and him and his family. But, man, is this a one-sided fight? And all it's showing me is that they're afraid to put Alvarez in with anyone real, and that real opponent should be Ursulandi Lara. Thumbs down to Golden Boy for picking Josito Lopez in this one. No disrespect to Josito Lopez because he's a warrior and he'll fight anybody. And finally, thumbs down goes to Anthony Mundine. If you guys listen to my other show, Talking Boxing with Billy C today, it's really irking me about Anthony Mundine. And I want to make sure you guys understand that I have never once asked anyone to boycott anything from boxing before, but I am asking people to boycott his fight, which is scheduled for this weekend in Las Vegas. And here's a guy that was on. He was quoted as saying, as soon as the tragedy that took place on 9/11, he was quoted as saying this. He said, if they call it, this is what his quote was, Anthony Mundine, they call it an act of terrorism. But if you understand religion and our way of life, it's not about terrorism. It's about fighting for God's law. And America brought it upon himself. This was his response to the 9/11 tragedy, the dastardly deeds that took place in New York on 9/11. I know one thing, my God, the guy that I believe in, he's not going to be telling anybody to drive a plane and kill thousands of people into a building. I give a thumbs down to Anthony Mundine. And what makes this even worse is that now he's trying to retract it and say that he didn't mean it. They took it out of text. And guess what? He's fighting in Las Vegas this weekend on a pay-per-view on an American television station, Wealth TV. I ask you, I have never asked any of my listeners or viewers whether you like me or not. I've never asked anybody to do anything, but please do this. Boycott that fight. If you bought tickets, burn the friggin' things. If you were planning on buying it, cancel it. Do not buy it. Go to your web pages, go to your Facebook accounts, go to your email addresses, email and tell everyone you know that is possibly a boxing fan to boycott Anthony Mundine against Bronco MCKART this weekend on Wealth TV. We don't need this guy in this country. We don't need somebody that's bashing our country and then expect to come here and make money from us. This is Anthony Mundine. Thumbs down to you, Anthony Mundine. You're a punk. You're a piece of crap. I can't stand it. And please do me the favor. Boycott this. Hey, we'll see you all tomorrow. Ciao, baby.